trying to work on that. But um, this is just gonna be my quick, maybe 5 minute spoiler-free review. Once me and Seth have seen it, we're gonna give our we'll probably come back together and give our full spoiler review. I saw it before Seth. I saw it on Thursday night, and I have to say this movie is it's the best slasher movie in a long time, and I want to emphasize slasher movie. It has jump scares. It has some classic horror elements, and that's what this movie feels like. It feels like a throwback to a simpler time. It feels like a nice, because a lot of time nowadays, like horror movies, even the best ones that I like, have to do all this complex things to try to get you scared, or try to get you, or have to do these reinventive things to try to, capture an audience, or have to be this, and along comes this sequel to the original Halloween. None of the other Halloweens other than the 1978 Halloween exist in this world. So Busta Rhymes didn't, none of that shit with Busta Rhymes ever happened. None of that shit with LL Cool J never happened. Only thing that happened was that first movie, and this is the immediate sequel that takes place 40 years later. You follow I know her last name is Scryer, the girl who he went after in the first movie, which there's a misconception that was his sister. That was not his sister. Michael had just broken out of the insane asylum on that night of Halloween that she happened to be out in, and he reminded her, and she reminded him of his sister, and that's why he went after her. He's a complete psychopath. That whole sister thing was something that some idiot made up along the 15 different, Michael Myers movies later. And it's one of those rumors that became so popular that it seems like it's a truth, but in actuality, if you go back and watch the original Halloween, it is not his sister. She is just an innocent girl who happens to look vaguely resembling his sister, so that's why he's so obsessed with trying to kill her. And the movie takes place 40 years later. She's a wreck. She's really the main character. Like, really, if I had to tell you the two characters, it's Michael and her. Michael Myers and Laura. I can't. Damn it, I'm forgetting her name, man. She's such a. I know her last name is Scryer. I'm just calling her Scryer. Those two characters have most of the screen time. It's an hour and about 45-minute movie. If you take out the credits. It's about an hour and 45 movie. It's not a long movie. It breezes by. Great. One of the best paced movies I've seen in a while too. It's a great paced. Michael Myers is fantastic. They actually kind of give him this even more kind of a mystique behind him, because they establish right off the bat that Michael Myers there's nothing supernatural about him. He is just a man. But there's nothing normal about him either. And there's something, he's not a normal man. The strength that he has, it's like, the mind over matter thing. That's Michael Myers. The mind over matter things. And the reason that Michael Myers was never killed is not only was he kind of a psychopath, so he kind of would have been put in that place, but he's such a fascinating thing to all of these scientists and all of these psychologists across the world of what makes this man what he is. How is he what he is? Why does he think how he thinks? And it becomes this whole fascinating discussion at the top of the movie. But Scryer, though, the girl who survived his attack, is completely devastated, was completely fucked from those events. It's revealed a little later in the movie, minor spoiler, that she has had a rough go of it. She's kind of had a mental breakdown. Her daughter really doesn't talk to her anymore. Her daughter really doesn't talk to her all that anymore. It's a whole bunch of things. I'm not going to get too nitty gritty, but just put it this way. She's kind of a basket case. And you understand why she's a basket case, but she's kind of a basket case. And she's always, she's just worried about this dude breaking back out. Needless to say, if you saw the trailer, obviously he does. But the thing I loved about this movie is the feeling like that Michael was this shark. Someone else described it as he's almost like a land shark that's just swimming and devouring and swimming and devouring and just swimming and devouring. And he's so good at what he does. Like, He really is. Like, he just walks and he doesn't. They never make him run. They don't have some silly thing like in the last damn it, Friday 13th, where they try to make up some bullshit like, oh, Jason, oh, he has these underground tunnels that he takes. It's like, no. Michael walks, and he's so methodical about it. Like, he'll just take a peek into, you saw it in the trailer, he'll just take a peek into someone's window. Only person there. Okay. And he makes no sound, and he's so damn strong. But okay, be warned, people, this ain't your father's Halloween. This is a little bit more brutal than any of the Halloweens. It's a bit brutal. Okay, I told Seth after I saw it, I was like, yeah, this Michael Myers could actually be in the next edition of Mortal Kombat with the brutal shit he was pulling. Like, he is strong, and they let you know that he is unordinarily strong and unordinarily capable, and he's unordinarily driven. And that's the main thing that makes him interesting. Is for some reason no scientist can figure it out. No one can figure out why is he so driven. It's not like he gets a sick kick pleasure out of this. There's no emotional reaction to him killing. It's just, he's just this thing. He's the shape. And Laura and Scryer, I keep calling her Laura. I think it's just Scryer. I'm just gonna say Scryer. She is on the opposite spectrum of that, which is she's so fucked up from that she also pushes that she's also living alone. She's also living in that day, and it's it's an interesting thing to watch. But I give Halloween 2018, I give it an 8.5. Within a perfect movie, there was a couple stupid scenes. Just a couple. There was one particularly stupid scene that was kind of out of nowhere. A couple of the things happen, a little, cliche. There's a couple cliches out there that I kind of let go because the movie is such a classic as it is. Like, the way the movie presents itself is like, I don't know. It just feels classic. When you're watching it, you just feel like it just takes you back to a different time. And if that's the vibe they were going for, I can't get but so mad about some of the tropes, but I couldn't ignore them and just like pretend like they weren't there, which is why I can't give this a 9. I can't give this a 10, but I can give this an 8.5. I think Halloween 2018 was one of the best slashers I've seen in a very, very long time. It's probably the best slasher since the original Scream. There hasn't been a lot of good slashers. Slasher movies have died. This movie proved that you can do it. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever be able to create their own new slasher character. You know what I mean? Because the horror movie genre is just full of ghost stories and psychological stories and things like that. But it's good to see a good slasher. You know what I mean? It's been so long.